Hi there.
So, I have a question for all you budding self publishers and indie authors that are out there. Like me, I have two books that I've now got on the market. The first one I have is The Lost Hero, which is a story of courage, loss, and remembrance with a dementia ridden father, William, visited by his son, and they go through a journey of remembrance and rekindling the memories that William had and going through the decades of the 60s, 70s, and 80s of when William served as a para in two parachute regiment. Obviously, it's a quite a heartwarming story with a nice little twist at the end. And that was the first book of my series that I have decided that I'm writing. I've now, obviously, The Lost Hero was out last year, and at the end of this year, last year, I also managed to finish and publish my second book, Fault Line: Ghost in the Woods. This is a story about Sarah Clark, a female soldier in modern times, currently serving out in Eastern Europe, which is quite convenient with everything that's going on at the moment. But when she's on a routine humanitarian patrol, their squad and platoon is ambushed, and she has to escape and evade, and she's left on her own, fighting for her own survival, having to use her grit, determination, and will to get through the ordeal. Both books are available on Amazon and also available on TikTok Shop. If you have a TikTok account, you can find those. The Lost Hero is $6.99. It's only a novella. Because it was my first work and I was experimenting, I only wrote just over 30,000 words, but it was a first time experience for me, so it was a learning curve, putting all my writing skills into practice. But my second book, obviously, I spent a lot more time and a lot more thing, and just over 62,000 words in Fault Line. So it's a decent novel. Lost Hero, could probably get through it in about 4 to 6 hours, depending on how fast you read. If you want a quick book to read, but a really heartfelt story, that's the one you want to be picking up. But if you want something with a bit of grit, tense, and a bit more of a thriller, then go for Fault Line. But I say it's all part of the Clark Legacy series, which is what I'm developing at the moment. My next book that's in production at the moment that I'm writing is the story of William's brother, who's the elderly man in the Lost Hero. His journey as a Royal Marine Commando in a similar time scale, around about from the 80s, 70s, and 80s onwards, dealing with obviously the Falklands conflict. And obviously, but it goes a little bit deeper in where I'm now starting to write the last act of him dealing with being a civilian after being medically discharged. So, with the psychological trauma and the dealing with PTSD and having, realizing that, civilian life can be more harsh than service if you're not prepared for it. So that's my next book. Then I've also got a story of Michael, which is William's son, and these all come together, which I'm going to be doing in a fifth book, which probably won't be out until 2027, with the time it'll take me to write it. Where it all comes together in a culmination and to end the series. I do have other ideas where I'm planning on looking at maybe going further back in the past. So looking at World War Two and World War One within the family. The Clark family is a traditionally military family. They have all taken arms and have all signed the line and taken the shilling for her royal at the time her Royal Highness, although Sarah is now fighting for the King, but they've all taken their shilling and signed the line and giving their life and for duty of the country. So anyway, if military fiction is your genre, then pick up a copy today. So these two books can both be standalone books. I would say read The Lost Hero first, just to get a taster of my style of writing. It was my first book. Obviously, did learn a lot, and I experienced a lot of with dealing with going through and making manuscripts and how to format it. Being self-published is quite a massive task, and for any all you indie authors and self-published authors out there, I really take my hat off to you and credit to you. So, but yeah, Lost Hero and Faultline are both out now. If you pick a copy up, enjoy it. Let me know what you think.